Welcome, folks, to the Commander's Compass. I'm Commander Girish Konkar, an ex-submariner turned leadership catalyst. I'm here to help you navigate the storms of leadership and build a legacy that lasts. Let's dive in to the depths of leadership.
Anybody who's in a family run business and they are the third generation and they are talking to their grandparents ki ye karna hai, this is slightly different from what you do. What could be some easy starting point for them or building blocks for them?
So first thing I would say is there has to be very crystal clear and open communication between the generations. Okay, and the parents and the grandparents or the founders who actually founded the business, they should give up the thought process of I know it all. I have seen it all. Hum bole wo kaida. This is the way things are done in India. Okay, India is also evolving. The corporate culture in India is also evolving. The leadership styles are also evolving over here. So they should be open. Their mindset should shift, and they should be open to at least listen to what the young generation is talking about. The best suggestion that I give this is to give a small pilot project to the younger brigades over there. Okay, this is some money. This is your idea. This is how you take it. You grow it. Show it to me that it can be a success. Then I will put in more money and I will build it up. Okay. So I encourage young brigades to start their own startups. Okay, which will be funded eventually by the parent company.
Right.
But they would be doing things which they would like to be involved in, rather than just following what Dadaji says or what Daddy says or what the elders say in their family. So I encourage people to invest in their children's startups. Okay, it could be in an area which is nothing to do with the parents' businesses.
Right.
Okay, maybe you are in textile and he wants to get into travel and tourism. Okay, they have their passions, they have their ideas, they have their views. So open and honest communication is something that has to happen. Okay, that is the fundamental and that is the foundation that I would like to say.
Absolutely important.
Ashish sir, on this podcast, we discuss a lot about mindset because Girish sir here, he definitely believes that a change in mindset can change everything in life.
Absolutely.
So, but there are a lot of blocks when changing your mindset. And this is especially true in case of leaders who've then seen certain things. Okay, this is how something happens and it works. So, how can they overcome these mindset blocks and build a new way of thinking?
So what I normally suggest to people when we do what is called as mindset working,
Hmm.
we explain to them the fundamental principles from where the mindset has got created. Okay, so we go, especially when we do behavioral coaching with them or we work on their emotional issues that are there. We make them understand that there is a pattern that has been followed your entire life.
True.
Okay, and this starts right from what we call as the womb.
Yep.
Okay,
Absolutely.
that is where the communication between the mother and the child starts happening, and the communication between the child and the environment starts happening. So to talk a technical language, your programming starts, your behavior starts right from the womb. And then when the child comes into the world, he has to deal with the external environment that is there. The external environment then starts giving the internal environment of the child. So what we call as the formidable years in psychology between the age group of 0 to 12.
Okay.
What kind of conditioning has happened? What kind of environment have you grown up in? That makes a very, very, very profound impact as far as how your future leadership styles or how your future is going to be in terms of that. So we look at parenting. We look at how your parents were, how your father behaved, how your mother behaved, how your grandparents behaved. Then today we look at the biggest impact that happens in schools. Okay, what kind of schooling did you have? What kind of friends you had? What kind of environment you grew up in? For example, were you bullied in school?
Correct.
You know, bullying is something which happens rampantly across the globe, not only in India, but as far as, so if you are being bullied continuously, or something that happens like your dabba is taken away or your homework book is taken away and you have been punished by the teacher for not doing your work over there. So that again formulates a foundation of your persona.
Hmm.
Okay, and your persona starts creating between 0 to 12,
Okay.
that
Absolutely.
age of it. Parenting plays a very, very important role over here.
Hmm.
Just to throw a little bit of technical statistics here, a child between the age group of 0 to 12 hears the word no, don't do this, don't do that 148,000 times in a span of 12 years.
Oh my God.
Now, this is where most people or most parents want to actually discipline their child.
Correct.
Hmm.
Okay, but the reverse impact happens is that they create limitations for their child.
So while the intention is good,
Exactly.
the way it is executed,
The way it is
is
interpreted by the child is no, 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 I'm not supposed to do this. And on top of that, in the Indian parenting arena, as I call it, is like, I am telling you so, that is why you don't do it.
Right. No logic is
There is no
explained.
logic. It is like, I am telling you, you have to follow it.
Hmm.
so
Now-
always authority becomes
Exactly. And then that
Bow down to
becomes your
authority.
pattern.
Hmm.
Okay, you bow down to the teachers, you bow down, you can't question your parents, you can't question the teachers. Of course, the Gen Zs and Gen Alphas are now questioning the parenting styles also, but coming to that a little later. Now, what you need to understand is that this is where the first 12 to 15 years of the experience of life that you have
Hmm.
is what goes on to create who you are.
Absolutely.
Right.
Okay,
Correct.
what kind of environment was it? So the environmental influence on you is also studied when we look at coaching, specifically leaders.
Hmm.
Okay, now how did you for example, how did you deal with the first failure in your life?
Hmm.
Okay, on the lighter side, I ask my clients over there, okay, when the first time you expressed your love in college to a girl and you were rejected,
Hmm.
how did you handle that rejection?
Oh.
Right.
Okay, what was the thought process that was there?
Hmm.
And if you've had multiple rejections, that then impacts your personality.
Hmm.
Okay, so from persona we move to personality.
Hmm.
And when this person grows up, okay, looking at the environment today influencers and media plays a very, very important role
Yes.
as far as upbringing of children is concerned, or creating your mindset that is there is concerned.
Hmm.
Now, when we look at mindset from these 360-degree perspective, we show them that this is the pattern that your life has followed till now.
Hmm.
And with this pattern, these are the kind of behaviors that you are going to exhibit as far as that is
And
concerned.
these patterns are practically repeated every day.
Every day.
Hmm.
From
Every
morning
day.
till evening, you'll
Exactly.
go undergo a pattern
Exactly.
completely.
So these are what I call your source core programming,
Hmm.
okay, or source code
Right.
as we talk about it.
Right.
Now, in the olden days, or I would say up to about 30 years ago, okay, I normally make this statement that today we know more about the brain and behavior in the last 30 years than we did in the last 300 years.
True.
Okay, there is tremendous advancement that has happened in behavioral psychology, in understanding how psychology works on people. Okay, now you have grown up with a certain kind of mindset, with a certain kind of understanding.
True.
Okay, a normal example I give is, why are you a vegetarian?
Hmm.
Because my parents were a vegetarian,
Correct.
because their parents were a vegetarian. They didn't allow us to taste meat,
Hmm.
so we became vegetarians.
So your environment, which was
The
there at
control-
home, was created
exactly.
to be nothing wrong in that,
Nothing
but that's
wrong
the
in that,
environment.
but that is how you have groomed yourself.
Hmm.
Okay, and then the major fundamental mindset that happens in India specifically, and even in other parts of the world, is what I call your religious conditioning.
Correct.
Your religious conditioning and your behavioral conditioning then creates your major mindset
Hmm.
that you have. I would say up to 80-90% of your mindset gets created on these things.
Hmm.
True.
There are very few people who actually, when we use the term lifelong learners,
Right.
there are actually few people who are into lifelong learning.
Hmm.
Okay, very few of them get into actually upgrading their skills,
Hmm.
actually upgrading their mental skills.
Oh.
That means you literally have to overwrite your preprevious memories which you
Exactly.
have created in those 12
Exactly.
years and implant new memories.
Exactly.
at with it.
So new behavioral patterns today, neurosciences is something which helps you override
Hmm.
all these conditioning patterns that are there, that you have experienced,
Hmm.
all the experiences, we work with the memories, we work with the experiences, and we alter their experiences.
Okay.
So one thing which I always say when people ask me, okay, Dr. Saab, what do you do? So my core work is altering perceptions and comprehending possibilities. Okay. So you have a perception about who you are.
Right.
And you stick to that identity. That identity gets created by the fourth year of your life. That is where the identity gets created.
That early.
Who am I? Okay. You've been told by your parents that you are this. You are intelligent, you are smart, you are whatever the parenting style that has happened over there. So your identity, once it gets created, okay, it is very, very, very difficult for a person to change his identity. That is why in many cultures, in many languages, we say that once behavior gets done, okay, formulated, it doesn't change. Like in Marathi, we say, Swabhavala aushad nasta.
Correct.
But I am one of those people who goes around telling that Swabhavala aushad asta. Behavior can be altered, behavior can be changed.
Just that nobody taught us how to do it.
Nobody taught you how to do it. Okay.